I'm Becky Leonard, one of the owners of Leonard's Music, and I'm here to help you get started with your new clarinet today. So, when you go to set it up, put it on a chair or maybe a stool next to you, and the way to know which side is up, usually there's the name of the brand of the instrument. So we'll have that on top so we don't open it upside down. Go ahead and let go of the latches, and inside we have the 5 pieces, and most importantly, we're going to start with some cork grease. So in your case, you'll see a swab, perhaps a strap, the all-important cork grease, and a couple of reeds. So you want to grease each of those pieces of cork, and we're going to start with the lower joint, which has just one piece of cork on it. So I'm going to turn it up just like chapstick, and put a little bit on the cork, all the way around, and then take my finger and just rub it in. Get it all mixed in there. And then I'll take the bell. When I go to put it on, I'm going to twist and turn. The next piece I'm going to take is called the upper joint. And you'll know that because it has 2 pieces of cork on it. And again, I'm going to cork grease those a little bit. In the beginning, you're going to want to cork grease it every time you put it together. Eventually, once a week or so is enough. Even if it starts to feel easy to put together, you'll still want to use the cork grease because that'll keep the cork nice and moist and keep it from getting brittle and breaking apart. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. If you take a closer look, there's a thing called the bridge key, and I'm going to hold that down so that the bridge key stays up. And I'm going to hold that lower joint low enough so I'm not pushing that bridge key up. So when I put them together, again, I'm going to turn and twist. And then you can see that I've lined up the bridge key. And then I know it's correct. The last piece, or the next piece, is the barrel. And again, twisting and turning. And the last piece is the mouthpiece. Again, we've got another cork, so we're going to use a little more cork grease. Twist and turn. Don't be afraid if the corks are a little tight at first. They will compress over time. The ligature is this little metal piece that holds the reed on, and it's going to have the screws in the front. Your reed, you're going to want to wet it first, maybe about 10 or 15 seconds in your mouth. And then, in order to not break the reed, hold the ligature up a little bit, slide the reed down, and you can loosen the ligature more so that it comes down below the cut of the reed or below that back piece of the mouthpiece. So when you put the ligature on, you only need to tighten the screws just enough so the ligature doesn't move. You don't want to tighten them really hard or you can strip the screws. So just be gentle when you do the tightening. When I'm lining up the reed, I want to use my thumb to move it up and down or my fingers to go across. I don't want to touch the tip of the reed because it can break really easily. So when I'm lining it up, for me, I just put it in my lap, and I'm going to look to make sure that reed is just below the tip, and it's even on the sides left to right. And that can take a little bit of practice, so don't get frustrated. Take some time getting that reed just in the right place. But again, you don't want to touch the tip because we don't want to break it. All right, so that's how you put it together. And when you're all done playing, you want to start by removing the reed first. Put it back in the case that it came with to try to keep it safe so we don't break it. The next thing you want to do is take that ligature off and twist and pull the mouthpiece off. Put the ligature back on, put the mouthpiece back on, and now it's nice and safe inside the case. After you've been playing, you'll want to swab out the instrument. And so that swab that came with it, you want to drop the swab. That little weighted piece goes in first, all the way through. You don't need to leave the mouthpiece on, so do it just for the rest of the instrument, and then pull it through. I'll do that one more time. So I like to go upside down, get that in the bell, all the way through, and then that way we've gotten all the moisture out of the instrument and keep that instrument nice and clean. And then I'm going to take that bell off, then I'll take the barrel off, and just as I was careful putting this together, I'm going to hold that middle joint, the upper joint, I'm going to hold the middle key down, The bottom joint I'm going to hold from the bottom so that I don't hurt the bridge key. Knock that cork off and just twist and pull. I don't want to put anything extra in the case, no music, nothing. I don't want to squish those keys at all. And when it's all set, latch it up and you're good to go. And now if you're ready to make your first sounds in the clarinet, go ahead and click the next video and I'll show you how to do that.